Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Jesse Mayfield Chan. I'm here alongside my partner, Alan Siegel. We are here on behalf of ASPN HD, here to bring you the Brookline Youth Baseball Town Championship here at Elliott Field. Today's game pits the Phillies against the Reds, one game to decide all the marbles. Alan, these are two teams that have found their hot streaks at the exact right time. The Phillies went 6-4-2, a pretty solid record in the regular season to finish second, while the Reds were fourth with a losing record of 5-6-1. But in the round-robin playoff format, the Phillies went a perfect 4-0, while the Reds are not far behind them at 3-1 to earn the spot in this big game. This should be a good one.
Yeah, I really do think it's going to be a fantastic ball game here this afternoon. Couple of notes here. The Phillies, obviously, during the regular season, yeah, they went 6-4-2, but they outscored everybody, even the Brewers, by 8 runs. They scored 108 runs this season, where the Brewers scored 100 runs. So they were 8+ runs above the Brewers, who went 12-0, went undefeated. Of course, the Phillies, they got their hot streak in the playoffs when it counted. They finally beat the Brewers in the playoffs, and now they made it to this championship game. As for the Reds, you know, they went 5-6-1. Didn't score a lot of runs in the regular season, but in the postseason, they definitely put it all together. They were 15 runs over with 33 runs. But the runs against is the big key here. The Phillies gave up 17 runs, while the Reds gave up 18 runs. Now, I talked to one of the Reds players earlier this afternoon. He told me that they played the Phillies 4 times this season, and all 4 times they lost. But the first game, they got blown out. Second game was a 1-run game. Third game, another 1-run game. And then in the fourth game, extra innings, walk-off. So if the Reds are going to do it, and all they got to do is win 1 game, which, just like in the movie Miracle, that's all they need, 1 game. And this could be the game right here. I feel like the Reds feel confident coming in, even though they went 0-4 against them during the regular season and in the playoffs. I feel like this could be the game that they come out on top.
Well, regardless of who wins today, it is just that one game that they need to decide all the marbles. We'll see if the Reds get their final win over the Phillies. We'll see if the 5th time's the charm for them, or we'll see if the Phillies keep up their perfect playoff streak and finish a perfect 5-0 with the title on their shoulders there at the end of the day. Either way, this is going to be a great baseball game. For Alan Siegel, I am Jesse Mayfield Sheehan for ASPN HD. You better stick around for this one.
I know what you're thinking. I need a job.
Well, I've been there.
I've been there.
But you gotta keep going.
You just need the right skills. Find an apprenticeship.
I found a course online.
You can do this.
You will find something.
You will find something new.
Hello and welcome back to Elliott Park in Brookline, Massachusetts. I am Jesse Mayfield Sheehan alongside Alan Siegel, and we've got our first contact of the day, and it's a ground out to second. That was the leadoff hitter for the Reds. That was Takafumi Tani.
Let's look at the lineup for the Reds. It's Tani that just grounded out 4-3. Leo Vankowski second. Armin Tandon third. Tommy Sullivan fourth. Luke Lamacchia fifth. Nick Jewett sixth. Sammy Tressman seventh. Leaf Angelini. Jacob Doxer. Paxton Hunt, Zadrian Jimenez, Colin Lee, and Ben Hagan. They're going to go with 13 batters in the lineup, as everyone is going to hit.
Yep. And it is Leo Vankowski for the Reds now stepping in. He fouled off the first pitch. That is an 0-1 count. And now he hits a hard grinder, well fielded by the pitcher. A great throw to first. That was Eli Hoffman, the Phillies hurler. The southpaw putting in some nice work there on that play.
And Hoffman on the mound. Let's look at the defense for the Phillies. Luke Wass in left field. Milo Parks Cohen in center. Levy in right. Caleb Wass at third base. O'Quinn at short. Reed, Doherty, Driscoll behind the plate, and Hoffman on the mound.
And right now batting for the Reds, this is number 7, Armand Tandon. Pitch coming in from Hoffman. That one's in there for a strike. It's not often you're going to face a lefty pitcher at any level. And so Hoffman certainly brings a new kind of challenge here. And he gets him on 3 pitches. A great start to this outing for Eli Hoffman. He puts the Reds down in order. 4-3 ground out, 1-3 ground out, and a strikeout looking.
And 6 pitches in that first inning for Hoffman. So talk about economical.
Certainly working with a tight budget to start the game. And we'll see if the Reds can respond in kind as they take the field now. They'll be getting ready to face off against the Phillies' 3 lead batters. That'll be the catcher, number 9, Trig Driscoll, the pitcher, number 6, Eli Hoffman, who just made short work of their 1-2-3 hitters, and then the first baseman, Michael Doherty, number 8.
And the rest of the lineup will feature Aiden O'Quinn batting 4th, Caleb Wass in third base batting 5th, Ben Zhu batting 6th, Will Greenhill, Devin Reed, Milo Parks-Cohen batting 9th. Batting 10th is Teddy Brown, Luke Wass in left field, and Allison Levy batting 9th. Batting 12th, playing right field.
Yeah, it really throws you those collective lineups. But I mean, at this young age, you know, it's just nice to get everyone involved. You know, go with what sports was initially meant to do, which is just get everybody a nice day outside and get some exercise.
Well, it's a beautiful day outside, and we'll look at the defense for the Reds. In left field, it'll be Jacob Doxer. Center field, Leaf Angelini. Right field, Sammy Tressman. Third baseman is Colin Lee. Shortstop, Takafumi Tani. Second baseman is Leo Vankowski. The first baseman is Armin Tandon. Behind the dish is Tommy Sullivan. And on the mound is Luke Lamacchia. And we'll see if these pitchers have pitch counts or anything like that. It is the championship game, but still have to keep an eye on the pitchers. They did play all week just to get to this point, so I'm sure their arms might be a little bit rusty.
Well, we'll see how Lamacchia handles here. As the first pitch, he gets him swinging for strike 1. This is the catcher, number 9, Trig Driscoll, leading things off for the Phillies here in the bottom of the first. The 0-1 pitch inside. They call a strike on that one. He caught the corner.
And the umpires, I asked why the umpire is behind the mound. Usually they're behind the dish. It is for safety COVID regulations.
The 0-2 pitch in there for strike 3. So 3 pitches, 3 strikes, and we got another pitcher going to work fast here in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, no question. Well, that's championship. You're going to put your best pitcher out there. You know, you're going to all hands on deck. This is for all the marbles, so you're definitely going to put your best pitcher out there.
No question about that. Now batting, it's pitcher against pitcher as the first pitch to Eli Hoffman drops in low for ball 1. Hoffman, not only a lefty thrower, also a lefty batter. So that brings a different kind of look on both sides of the ball as this one comes in high and outside for ball 2. 2-0 the count to the Phillies pitcher, number 6, Eli Hoffman. Lamacchia sets. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That one comes in high as well, and that's ball 3. It was 3 straight strikes from Lamacchia against the first hitter, but now it's 3 straight balls against this one. The 3-0, right down Broadway for strike 1.
Interesting stat on his birthday, which was the first game of the playoffs against the Brewers. Had a big day on the mound and on the plate, too. Hit a grand slam. Had a big hit. Came up twice with the bases loaded. Also had 5 strikeouts in 3 innings of work for the Phillies' win over the Brewers.
And after that foul ball, the count is now full. Here's the payoff pitch, and that one is fouled down the third base side, out of play. Could not be tracked by the Reds' third baseman, Colin Lee. He gave it a run there, but couldn't quite track it down. So Hoffman stays alive. Count is still full here. Lamacchia coming back from an initial 3-0 count. Payoff pitch again. This one comes inside for ball 4. We have our first base runner of the day, and it is Eli Hoffman. Now, Now coming to the plate for the Phillies is the first baseman, number 8, Michael Dougherty, another lefty hitter. And they throw down to first, and they don't get him in time. So the catcher, Tommy Sullivan, trying to pull a fast one there, but doesn't get it in time. This one is rocketed. It's down the right field line. If it stays fair, it's foul.
And I was just going to say, his bio says Michael has hit too many home runs this season to count. But his big play that they highlighted was a defensive play when he was playing in center field. He saw the runner getting back too slowly, and he picked him off second base.
Pitch from LaMacchia. He wanted that one. He misses. The ball skips away, but Hoffman decides to hold at first base. 1-2 now the count to Dougherty. 1 out. Runner at first here in the bottom of the first inning. We are scoreless. And Michael Dougherty trying to at least progress towards making a change to that fact. The 1-2 comes in inside and low, and that'll be ball 2, and it got away from the catcher, and so Hoffman gets down to second.
Interesting note here. I'm using paper and pen, and you got a whole computer laptop going on over there.
And this one is outside for ball 3. And I mean, I just don't want to subject anyone, including myself, to my awful handwriting. That's all it is. Full count to Dougherty, the payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. Big out there for the Reds.
Throwing a lot of pitches. Good fastball, though. He was behind in the count, came back, and got the big guy out. That's a big, big out right there with a runner in scoring position.
And now up at the plate is another lefty who does not check his swing on that high inside juice there. This is the shortstop, number 11, Aiden O'Quinn. The 0-1 pitch. That one, I believe, just missed for ball 1. Eli Hoffman stands at second. Pitch outside. So I believe 2-1 is the count here to O'Quinn. Pitch from LaMacchia. He hits a high bouncer, but it bounces foul. Count is 2-2 to O'Quinn. 2 outs, runner on second here in the bottom of the first inning. LaMacchia winds and delivers, comes inside. Hoffman thought about going. He was waiting to see if it got past the catcher again, but nice blocking there by Tommy Sullivan, and instead it's just a full count. Payoff pitch, swung on and missed. LaMacchia comes up big again. Back-to-back swinging strikeouts where he had to get it done with a full count, and he ends the first inning harmlessly.
Harmlessly, but he did throw a lot of pitches in that first inning, but he did strike out the side, so could be a pitcher's duel here this afternoon.
Yep. And that certainly is the risk that you take, going for more strikeouts, as they take more pitches to get than if you were just going for a ground out or a fly out, on average at least.
Well, absolutely, but of course if you throw more strikes, then you have an opportunity for the players to hit the ball and put the ball in play.
That is also true. There are benefits and drawbacks to all kinds of styles. It's the beauty of sports, isn't it?
Yep.
Returning to the mound for his second inning of work will be Eli Hoffman. He is the only batter from either team to reach base thus far. He drew a walk in that bottom of the first inning, but as you said, Alan, everyone else went down on strikes. Trig Driscoll struck out looking on 3 pitches to open the inning, and then after Hoffman reached first and then took second on a wild pitch, Michael Dougherty and Aiden O'Quinn both went down swinging. So Luke LaMacchia was able to get out of the jam. Hoffman in the first inning never got into one, he made
And-
quick work of things.
And if you're the Reds, that's a great inning because, in any level of baseball, if you put the ball in play, make them make the play. And obviously the Phillies did not put the ball in play at all, and so the Reds didn't have to make a play, whereas the Phillies made 2 plays in that first inning. Grounder to second and a grounder back to the pitcher. So we'll see what happens here in the second inning.
That is true, and Hoffman had to make a really nice play on that grounder back to himself, and those aren't the plays that a fielder is going to make every single time. So you certainly want to keep the ball out of play as much as possible. Leading off now is the catcher, Tommy Sullivan, and he takes the first pitch low for ball 1. Sullivan, another lefty. I feel like we're seeing a lot of them early here in this game as the next pitch dips low and away for ball 2.
Hoffman has a little Randy Johnson-ish type delivery.
You're not wrong about that, almost like a sidearm kind of deal as he again misses low and away for ball 3. He's already thrown about half of the pitches he threw in the first inning as he delivers the 3-0 and catches the outside corner this time for strike 1.
Good hitter's count right here.
He slaps this one. It's a high bouncer over to second, juggled by the second baseman, throw to first, and they got him on time.
Good play by the second baseman right there to bobble it, but stayed with it. Reed with the play, went down to one knee, gobbled it up, and threw it right over to first.
Nice play by Devin Reed, and now the first pitch to Luke Lamacchia misses low for ball 1. Once again, it is pitcher against pitcher. The last time we saw this matchup, Lamacchia walked Hoffman. We'll see what happens now that we've got the reverse. And it's smacked out to center field. It's being tracked and caught by number 11, Aiden O'Quinn.
Ball hit hard, but right at the center fielder O'Quinn to Cohen for the out. Unless it is Quinn.
They've made a very quick
made some changes
defensive change.
Yep.
They swapped the shortstop and the center fielder. You gotta watch jersey numbers at this level, because they'll trick you. The first pitch misses high to Nick Jewett. Jewett did not start in the field, but he may see it later in this game as this ball misses high for ball 2. So Hoffman's had his fair share of struggles finding the strike zone this inning, but so far that hasn't come back to bite him as it's 2 outs with nobody on. That one catches the inside corner for strike 1. 2-1 now, the count to Jewett. Pitch comes in high, that's ball 3. Now the 3-1, he smacks this one down the right field line, but well foul. And the count is now full. Full count and 2 outs for Nick Jewett. Hoffman, the delivery. Catches the outside corner for strike 3. So again, it was in play, strikeout for the second straight inning from Eli Hoffman. This time another ground out to second opened the inning. Juggled a little bit, but collected by Devin Reed quickly enough for the out. A fly out to Aiden O'Quinn in center field, and then Hoffman took care of things himself with a strikeout. We are through 1.5 here at Elliott Field in Brookline, Massachusetts. The score of this Brookline Youth Baseball Town Championship currently scoreless. The Reds, nothing. The Phillies, nothing. And it'll be Luke Lamacchia returning to the mound for the Reds for his second inning of work.
A little different here today than the All-Star game we covered a couple weeks ago, as everyone was playing all these different positions and pitching and all over the place, but not in a game like this. This is the championship, so you're going to go with your best players in the best positions and mix guys in here and there. And hopefully you get a couple of big hits, timely hits, great defensive plays, and And at the end of the day, I'll quote Derek Sanderson, you score more runs than the opponent. You'll score more goals than the than the opponent. I remember that game. He said, "Yeah, you got to get 2 goals, but you got to get that first one first." You think? Good old Derek Sanderson. Of course, I like to date myself here. I'm throwing out names the last game that people had no clue what I was talking about.
Hey, I'm always a sucker for a good obscure reference, so no mind here. First pitch from LaMacchia almost hits the batter, but instead is inside for ball 1. That is number 7, the starting third baseman, Caleb Wass. Next pitch, and he fouls this one off the catcher's mask. That'll be strike 1.
I was putting baseball reference, extra hits to baseball reference with my obscure references.
Swung on and missed. That'll be strike 2 to Wass. Think Baseball Reference might hire you sometime down the line, put you in charge of the Department of Obscurity?
You never know.
This one misses, and that'll be ball 2.
Both pitchers work pretty fast here, so if you're getting to the plate, I would, try to take your time, try to slow them down a little bit and get set a little bit earlier.
Certainly no Eric Bedard's on the mound today, as this one comes in high and inside for a 3-2 count. Does mentioning Eric Bedard count as dating myself, or is that too recent?
It's kind of
payoff
recent.
pitch, and he golfs this one high. It's going to stay in the infield. It's being tracked by LaMacchia himself, and he's got it.
Of course, this is the beauty of Little League, In Little League, the pitcher goes after it and everything like that. If this was the major leagues, the pitcher would run behind the dugout, and 14 players would surround that baseball, but not here in Little League.
Next up now, with nobody on and 1 out, is number 12, Ben Zoe. And the first pitch.
He swings and misses.
And that'll be strike 1.
And the bat went flying too. Oh, we got to get some pine tar on those aluminum bats. Or sticky tack or whatever they're using today. They're using everything. I feel like it's like the movie Major League, with the pitcher there. He had the Vaseline, he had the sandpaper, he had everything going. And now they're checking him out. I don't know if he hurt himself swinging.
Maybe he threw out his shoulder, swinging too hard.
But we are going to have an injury timeout.
Seems that way. Speaking of bats almost flying, in your time broadcasting, has any of them ever come at you?
Well, I mean...
Because in my days as a print reporter, one almost took me out.
No. I mean, obviously, I'm not. I mean, I'm behind the fence, so there'd be no way. And of course, if a bat comes flying out here, we're in center field, then there's something seriously wrong going on here this afternoon.
Yeah, well, there's a few people in between us and the batter, so hopefully one of them would get in the way, as this one catches the inside corner for strike 2.
I don't know where you were sitting when the bat came after you.
I was up in the press box as that one catches the inside corner for strike 3. I was all the way up in the press box. I was covering a college summer league team, and one guy just managed to swing with enough velocity but lacking enough grip that it almost took me.
Okay, all right.
With 2 outs, we got a grounder bouncing off the glove of the pitcher, fielded well by the second baseman, and that's going to end the inning. A 4-3 ground out. And that puts out number 2, Will Greenhill. Well recovered by the second baseman. That was number 10, Zadrian Jimenez. Then we're going to take a short break here. For Alan Siegel, I am Jesse Mayfield Sheehan. Stay tuned to ASPN HD.
Every day,
millions of people are connecting. Father,
cosplayer,
mentor,
actor. It's time we take a step forward, come together,
and discover
how accepting our differences can make us stronger.
Hello and welcome back to ASPN HD. I am Jesse Mayfield Sheehan alongside Alan Siegel, bringing you the Brookline Youth Baseball Town Championship. Eli Hoffman, the Phillies pitcher, delivers that first pitch on the outside corner for strike 1. to the Reds' number 9,
Sammy
Sammy Trustman. Thank you. Trustman, another lefty. So it's lefty against lefty as Hoffman delivers, and that'll be strike 2. So 1 and 2 the count now to Trustman.
Right down the middle on that one.
The Reds still searching for their first base runner against Eli Hoffman. We've only seen one base runner so far today between both teams, and that was the walk by Hoffman in the bottom of the first, rather. This pitch comes in, catches the high part of the zone for another strikeout.
Of course, both teams looking for their first hit of the ball game here, and that's probably not what the Phillies anticipated. I mean, they outscored everybody during the regular season and in the playoffs, but if you're the Reds, you'll take it because you want to keep the high-powered offense down.
And hoping to change this pattern is number 4, Leif Angelini. 1-0 pitch, swung on and missed, and that'll make the count 1-1.
Of course, they do go with 12 guys in the 13 for the Reds in the batting order. So
1-1 pitch skips into his shoes for ball 2. And the one unthought of consequence of having this many batters is it takes that much longer for batters to start getting their second look at the pitcher.
If there is a second look, because sometimes you
strike 2.
Sometimes the pitchers don't last through 2-3 innings of work.
That's true. 2-2 now the count to Leif Angelini. Eli Hoffman delivers, catches the zone, another strikeout.
4th strikeout of the day for Hoffman.
And
on
third
the
consecutive out of those 4 if you go back to the top of the second where he ended the inning with a strikeout. But now coming up is Jacob Doxer. First pitch in there for strike 1.
Hoffman's in a little groove now. He's firing.
The Randy Johnson impersonator now brings one to the outside.
Not as tall as Randy Johnson.
Not quite. Just he's spotting him a few inches. And he's spotting Doxer a 1-1 count right now. The pitch in there for strike 2.
Maybe I should use a Jamie Moyer.
Ooh.
If you don't know, go to baseballreference.com.
Swung on and missed, and that will be strikeout of the side here in the top of the third. Strikeout looking, strikeout swinging. Hoffman continues to roll through the top of the third inning.
Yeah, that was quick work of the Reds, 7, 8, and 9 batters. And if you're the Phillies, this is the time you want to start getting some runners on base and start making things happen, because we are doing this is a little league game, 6 innings here, so you definitely don't want to wait, because before you know it, it'll be too late.
Well, due up for the Phillies here in the bottom of the third will be number 3, Devin Reed, number 1, Milo Parks Cohen, and number 5, Teddy Brown. And returning to the mound is number 5, Luke Lamacchia. Some fun facts about Lamacchia. He's played in the majors for 2 years. He plays first, third, and obviously the mound. His favorite positions are the mound and first base. His favorite highlight of the season thus far, he threw a 2-hitter with, if I'm reading this correctly, 14 strikeouts?
That's what it looks like.
He plays club baseball for Boston Prime in Watertown. And when he's not playing baseball, he enjoys playing soccer, playing other sports, being outside, and, oh, look at that, practicing baseball.
There it is.
So
well, that's good to see, though, because most of these kids today, they don't take an interest in baseball.
First pitch to Reed comes inside for ball 1.
Reed threw 2 6-pitch innings this season.
This one is sliced down the right field side, well foul, and that'll make the count 1-1. Once again, we know Lamakia, he takes almost no time between pitches, so we got to be ready for this next one on the 1-1.
That's why I said if you're coming up to the plate, you have to be ready, number one. But take your time, call time out, get situated.
Well, Reed seems to be doing that, and for right now, he faces a 2-1 count to lead off this bottom of the 3rd inning. That pitch comes high and inside, and that'll be ball 3.
This could be the inning for the Phillies. If they're the Reds, you don't want to get this number 8 batter up on the base.
This one is sliced to the backstop, and that'll make the count full.
Reed likes hockey, video games, swimming, reading, and basketball.
So again, another pretty athletically inclined kid.
Well, that's what you want to be when you're 10 or 11, absolutely, or 12.
Yep. Swung on and missed. Another comeback strikeout for Lamakia. And he's been tallying up...
5th strikeout of the day for Lamakia. Good way to come back, though. He was down 3-1 in the count and came back hard against Reed.
Now batting for the Phillies is number 1, Milo Parks Cohen. He shows bunt but pulls back as the pitch dips in low for ball 1. So these two pitchers really trading haymakers here to start this game. As the 1-0 pitch is swung on and fouled sky high through the trees and back down. And those trees definitely got in the way of Tommy Sullivan's efforts to try and track that one.
I don't even think Tommy Sullivan knew where the ball was.
No, he was on the wrong side of home plate on that one, but you can't blame him. When it's bouncing off of branches, how are you supposed to know?
In wiffle ball and you catch the ball, that would be an out, but not sure here.
This one's a grounder, a slow dribbler, but it's juggled, recovered by Lamakia, and thrown to first.
Took an odd bounce off the mound a little bit, but Lamakia recovered nicely and threw it over to first for the out. Good little hit by Parks Cohen to put the ball in play, and that's all you really have to do is put the ball in play and make a play.
So now batting with 2 down is number 5, Teddy Brown. First pitch to Brown, swung on and missed, might have got a piece of it, but either way it is strike 1.
Did you just look over at my scorecard? I thought you did.
Well, I'm looking over now.
Oh, all right.
It's beautiful.
It is
you do
beautiful.
Great work.
It is beautiful, but I'm just saying, see, you do need pen and paper.
It belongs in a museum.
I don't know.
Swung on and missed, and that'll be strike 2 to Brown. I'm just throwing an Indiana Jones reference in there. As dated as it might be, it's never really a dated reference because everybody loves Indiana Jones.
Well, it's on every other weekend on certain cable channels.
The 0-2 pitch comes in there for strike 3, a strikeout looking. And so 2 strikeouts in the 3rd inning for Luke Lamakia. He and Eli Hoffman are just in a constant ongoing battle of, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
They're in a little pitcher's duel, which is, that's what we're looking for here in the championship game. I wanted a close game. And we're going to get it, and we're almost at the point now where 1 or 2 runs could be the difference in this ball game.
We are indeed flying through this one here on ASPN HD. If you're a fan of what we're doing here, you're a fan of the great camera work of Arlen Shostak and the great technical assistance of Chris Murphy, as well as the broadcast of Alan Siegel and myself, then be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel and also be sure to check out aspnhd.com. You can not only watch old broadcasts, but you can find out more details about how to get in touch with the man, the myth, the legend himself, Arlen Shostak, and get the game of your choice covered as well. We get ready for the top of the 4th inning here. We are still scoreless, and we have been flying through this contest. You realize we're almost halfway through. And we've been here, 5 minutes?
Feels like it. It feels like 5 minutes, but this is what you get. This is what you get when you have 2 good pitchers pitching, throwing strikes, and you're going to get a fast ball game.
Absolutely.
And now we're just waiting for the catcher to get his gear on. That's the thing about Little League is you always, if they make that last out of the inning, it takes them, no offense to the kids out there, but it takes them a good while to get their gear back on and clipping things on and stuff like that.
I mean, hey, it can take a while for for the players at any level, even when you start getting bigger hands and longer arms to give you a little more ability to put that on. For these kids, you know, I'm impressed that they can get it on at all. Of course, maybe that's just me and my lack of coordination speaking.
I think that's exactly what it is.
Yeah?
I think it's you
It's
and
just,
the lack
it's just
of
me? Okay. Oh, I see how it is.
Yeah, there's no computer over there that's gonna help you put that stuff on.
Oh, I see. We're gonna make this a generational war now, huh?
Maybe. I don't
Maybe.
know. It's all good.
It's all good. No, we like to have fun
It's
here
all
at
good.
ASPN HD.
So it's going to be the 10, 11, 12 batters for the Reds coming up here in the top of the 4th inning. I think when both teams filled out their lineup cards, they probably didn't anticipate the 10, 11, and 12, 13 batters coming up in the 4th inning. They probably
Certainly
figured
not for their first at bat.
maybe in the bottom of the 2nd, maybe in the 3rd, but not here in the 4th inning. And it could be very interesting to see what's going to happen here in this 4th, and then maybe in the 5th and 6th.
Well, trying to make things interesting to start is number 1, Paxton Hunt. First pitch from Hoffman misses well outside for ball 1. And you may notice I've said 2 number 1s for the Reds today. Both Nick Jewett and Paxton Hunt are wearing number 1, but Jewett's got a little advertisement on the back of his jersey to differentiate. That pitch was swung on and missed, and we've now got a 1-1 count to Hunt. This one swung on and missed for strike 2. That's another thing about Little League is sometimes you just got to scrounge up whatever jersey you can find in the house.
Absolutely, yes.
The 1-2 pitch, and that one almost hit him, but ends up coming in just behind him.
Yeah, if you needed a scrounge, they didn't find a Greg Luzinski jersey for the Phillies. Too far obscure.
A reminder that Alan Siegel auditioning for the head of the Department of Obscurity at baseballreference.com as this pitch comes in inside for ball 3. It'll be another full count. We've seen a number of those, but the pitchers always seem to take care of business as this one comes in for strike 3.
Another strikeout for Eli Hoffman.
That's the mini unit going to work.
5th strikeout in a row here for Hoffman.
This pitch comes inside. That is ball 1 to number 10, Zadrian Jimenez. Jimenez has also played 2 years in the minors. His favorite highlight of the season was his first hit, as this pitch comes in high for ball 2. When he's not playing baseball, he likes to play video games, he likes reading, and he likes going to Dave & Buster's. 2-0 pitch comes in inside for ball 3.
Yeah, if you're Hoffman, you just got to throw strikes. You're on the bottom part of the order, so you don't want to give any extra walks, because you know what they say about walks.
They get guys on base?
No, they kill you.
Ah. Well, that one dips in low, and there is the walk. The 3-0 pitch came in low and inside, and the Reds have their first base runner of the game. So the perfect game is now ruined for Eli Hoffman, but both pitchers still going with the no-hitter. Coming up to the plate now is Colin Lee, and he takes the first pitch just outside for ball 1.
Wonder if Hoffman's getting tired or not. Not sure, but
this pitch, he fools him with a low pitch for strike 1. Colin Lee has played 1 year here in the majors. His favorite highlight of the season is hanging out with his teammates. As Hoffman sets and delivers the 1-1 in there for strike 2. When Lee is not playing baseball, he likes to read, play with his new puppy, hang out with his friends and family, and to watch sports. That one comes in for strike 3. Not sure if that was a looking or a swinging strikeout.
I think it was a looking. I mean, he did kind of check his swing, but I think the umpire had him swinging all the way.
Now batting will be number 8, Ben Hagen.
And then it'll be the top of the order, which if you're the Reds, this is an opportunity here.
Hagen shows bunt, but he misses. That'll be strike 1. Hagen has played 2 years in the majors. His favorite highlight of the season is winning the first game against the Red Sox. As Hoffman delivers the 0-1. And again, it looked like he might have been trying to bunt there, and that's an 0-2 count.
He's checking his swing. He's not even squaring the bunt. He's just swinging.
The 0-2 pitch swung on and missed, and that is strike 3. Hagen goes down swinging, and that ends the top of the 4th.
Another 3 strikeouts in that inning, so he has racked up the strikeouts here this afternoon. 1, 2, 3, 4,
8.
5, 6,
8
7,
strikeouts.
8 strikeouts. Holy cow. As Phil Rizzuto would say, holy cow.
Look at that trajectory.
I think it's a break, right? No. All right. So the Phillies have an opportunity here in the bottom of the 4th inning to potentially get some runners on base and maybe score some runs. They're going to have the 11, 12, and 1 batters. So if you're the Reds, this is a big inning here for defensively for the Reds.
It'll be Luke Lamacchia returning to the mound for the Reds. He'll be facing off against Luke Wass, Allison Levy, and Trig Driscoll. First up is number 10, Luke Wass. Wass looks like another lefty hitter. And as much as Hoffman's been dealing, Lamacchia's been dealing just as well. First pitch. Out. They say it caught the outside corner for a strike 1.
Well, both teams looking for their first hit of the ball game. Remember, we have not had a hit at all here this afternoon.
That is a good point as the pitch drops in low for ball 1. Both pitchers have been denied a perfect game due to a single walk on either side, but that's been the only base runner for either team, as this pitch is swung on and missed for strike 2. Luke Wass battling now with a 1-2 count. Pitch in there for strike 3, and he knew it. As soon as he saw that pitch go in, he was shaking his head like, dang, I should have gone for it. Wass goes down on strikes, and now coming up will be number 4, Allison Levy. First pitch catches the low corner for strike 1.
Levy pitched against the Reds in a key game and struck out the top of the order with runners on base to get out of a jam earlier this season.
He swings at the second pitch for strike 2. So quickly in an 0-2 hole here against Lamacchia. Pitch. He comes in high this time, mixing it up for a strike 3.
Third strikeout in a row for Lamacchia.
4th in the past 2 innings.
And Trig Driscoll
And
steps in.
7th total, if I'm counting correctly. Driscoll whiffs at the first pitch. 0-1 the count. Next pitch in there for strike 2. Driscoll, his last time up was all the way back in the bottom of the 1st. He struck out looking on 3 pitches. And now he's facing an 0-2 count again. He connects on this one and launches it out to right, but the right fielder is right there. He doesn't catch it, though. This will go for extra bases. Driscoll heading for second. He's now heading for third. They're back into the infield now, throwing down to third. It's collected by the third baseman, but Driscoll stands at third.
Well, it was a tough play in right field. Right fielder just couldn't get a handle on it, and it went under his glove, and Driscoll is on third base with a triple as Hoffman steps in, and an opportunity now for the Phillies to score the first runs of the ball game.
That first pitch came in low for ball 1. And now the pitch to Hoffman comes in for strike 1. Of course, he walked his last time up in the bottom of the 1st. And how are you scoring that one, Alan? Are you scoring that as a triple or an E9?
It didn't hit his glove, so I'm definitely scoring that a triple. Even though we both think that he probably should have caught it, but it is Little League Baseball, so it is what it is.
You are a more generous man than I.
Whoa.
Oh, that one just
Lamacchia
missed.
thought he had it on that low fastball at the knees. In fact, he was walking off the mound.
2-2 the count to Hoffman. And he misses outside again for ball 3. Hoffman with nerves of steel as he's watching this ball. despite the 2-strike count. The count is now full. Driscoll stands at third. The pitch comes in outside for ball 4, and that's got to be demoralizing to a pitcher.
Oh, it does, but you know what? It happens, and you have to stay tough, and it looks like they're going to go to the mound. They did have somebody warming up.
And so with runners on the corners and 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th, they're meeting at the mound to talk with Luke Lamacchia, see if maybe they'll bring in somebody else.
They are going to talk to him. I mean, they're probably going to say, look, let's get tough. Let's stay with it. Yeah, he might have missed that pitch down low, but you got to battle back. Of course, the other issue, too, is you have the Phillies' Michael Doherty coming up, and he hits home runs like...
He was the one who hit that down the line, that if it was a little more to his left, that would have been out of here.
He hits home runs, so they're probably even thinking about, hey, what are we going to do with him? Where should we pitch him? How should we pitch him? You know, 2 outs here in this 4th inning. So I don't anticipate them walking him to get the bases loaded. I think they're just going to try to pitch him carefully. I mean, he did strike him out the first time up.
First pitch from Lamacchia in there for a strike.
Went with a little curveball there on that first pitch, and they're probably going to definitely try to keep it soft and away from him. Definitely don't want to get a fastball down and in, because if you get it down and in, forget about it.
The 0-1 pitch, high and outside, that'll be ball 1. Trig Driscoll standing at third, Eli Hoffman at first, Michael Doherty trying to see if he can break this scoreless game open. This one catches the outside corner for strike 2. Once again, this is the Brookline Youth Baseball Town Championship on the line here today between the Phillies and Reds. The 1-2 pitch from Lamacchia, and he slices this one foul down the left field side to stay alive.
Good piece of hitting by Doherty. It was a curveball. Was very late on the pitch, but he tried to hit it to left field.
This next pitch comes in high, and that'll be ball 2. So 2-2, now the count to Doherty. 2 outs, 2 runners on.
I don't want to say this is a big part of the game, but this is a big part of the game.
Next pitch comes in just outside, and Lamacchia again thought he had strike 3.
He did, but umpires don't like to see them get shown up like that, but I can't blame him for showing a little emotion.
The payoff pitch is fouled off the backstop. Hard ricochet there, but still a foul ball regardless.
Good pitch right there. Doherty a little late on that swing. If he gets that one back, forget about it.
He's defending well, and another payoff pitch. He hits a grounder, foul down the first base line. Third foul ball that Doherty has hit since falling behind 1-2 on the count. He is battling here, trying to give his team a chance to get on the scoreboard.
And I wonder if this is Lamacchia's last inning pitching.
Here's the payoff pitch again, and that one's low. So Doherty battles his way to a walk, and that loads the bases for the cleanup hitter of all things, and that'll be number 11, Aiden O'Quinn.
Known for his defense, but obviously when you're batting 4th,
Coach has
you're
some
there
kind
for
of faith
a
in
reason. Absolutely. So base is loaded, 2 outs, and yes, they are going to go to the mound for the pitching change.
Luke Lamacchia leaves the game after 3 2/3 innings of work. So far, no runs, although he is on the hook for the 3 runners on base as of now. Finished with 3 walks and either 1 or 0 hits, depending on how you scored that big smack by Trig Driscoll.
One hit, absolutely. And now pitching coming in is
number 7,
Armand
Tandon.
Yeah, Lamacchia, great job on the mound. He struck out 8 strikeouts. So he went 3 2/3, gave up 1 hit, walked 3, struck out 8. And he is responsible for the runners on every single base. So inning started out with 2 outs. They had the 9 and 11
Two
and
very
12
quick
batters.
outs at that. It took them only 7 pitches to get
And
those
then
2 outs.
Trey Driscoll hit a triple to the right fielder that, in all intents and purposes, probably should have been caught, but went under his glove for the triple. Hoffman then walked. Doherty walked. Lamacchia is gone, the starting pitcher, and in to pitch is Armin Tandon, the third baseman. And I saw him make a great play during the All-Star game at third, and that's the longest throw from the diamond, is from third to first, whether you're on a Little League diamond or a Babe Ruth diamond or Major League diamond. So what that tells me is that he's probably got a pretty strong arm, which means that he probably throws some heat up to the mound.
Well, he's certainly got the energy for it. Armand Tandon told me earlier before the game that his hobby outside of playing baseball is drinking Starbucks.
Oh, geez, I hope he doesn't drink too much Starbucks here today. He'll end up like Kramer and Seinfeld.
First pitch to Aiden O'Quinn is outside for ball 1.
Big spot here for the Phillies. Big spot here for the Reds.
The 1-0 is swung on and missed for strike 1.
Good changeup right there. He was way out in front of that pitch.
O'Quinn, his last time up, went down swinging. He's hoping to put the ball in play this time, or at least draw a walk to put a run on the board. The 1-1, he hits this one. It's high, it's coming right for us, it's over the wall! Grand slam, Aiden O'Quinn!
Great piece of hitting by O'Quinn. It was a fastball away, and he just went with it to left center field for the grand slam home run, and a little bit to the right, and I would have had it off my head.
Now, that is how you break a game open.
Yeah, no question about it. That's kind of, if you're the Reds, all right, you got to battle back, but the Phillies, that's probably what made them so successful this season, or this postseason, is getting the clutch hit when they need it. A 2-out grand slam for Aiden O'Quinn, and all of a sudden, just like that, it's 4-0.
And now coming up to the plate with the bases cleared is Caleb Wass, and he slaps one foul down the third base side. I believe the count is now 1-1 to Wass. And man, that ball was coming right for us. You think maybe Aiden O'Quinn heard us talking and he just wanted to shut us up? As this one is lifted to left, and that one's going to skip past the left fielder. That one might go for extra bases. Wass is running for second, and he comes in for a stand-up double.
Good piece of hitting right there by Wass. Line drive into left field. That was one of those tweeners that if you're the left fielder, you want to keep the ball in front of you. But scooted by him, went to the fence, quick double.
Swung on and missed the first pitch to Ben Zoe. Zoe, his last time, struck out looking. Of course, Caleb Wass, before he hit this double, he had popped out to the pitcher. Pitch from Tandon is swung on and missed for strike 2, so Ben Zoe quickly in the hole here.
Talk about breaking things. We talked about the Phillies and their ability to score runs, and they certainly did it in bunches here.
And that'll be strike 3 to Zoe. He goes down looking, and the inning mercifully ends for the Reds. But the Phillies got to be happy with the result.
Yeah, 4 runs, 3 hits, 1 left on base, and before you know it, it's 4-0.
We are through 4 here at Elliott Field. I am Jesse Mayfield Sheehan along with Alan Siegel. We'll be back with the Brookline Youth Baseball Town Championship right after this.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight. Both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand trying to text somebody back. Because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
Hello and welcome back to Elliott Field in Brookline, Massachusetts. For ASPN HD, I am Jesse Mayfield Sheehan alongside Alan Siegel. We are here to bring you the 5th inning of this Brookline Youth Baseball Town Championship between the Phillies and Reds. The Phillies just broke this game open last inning with a towering grand salami from Aiden O'Quinn to make it 4-0.
Certainly did. But if you're the Reds, this is an opportunity to get right back into this ball game. We're in the top of the 5th inning, and you have the leadoff batters up. Takafumi Tani, Leo Vankowski, and Armin Tandon.
And Tani starting it off right with a clean single to left. And there goes the no-hitter for the Phillies pitcher, Eli Hoffman.
Yeah, that's the first hit of the ball game for the Reds, and just on cue, I said you have the top of the order up, and maybe Hoffman, this is his 5th inning pitching. It is a hot day out. Maybe he's getting tired, and now we have a bunt.
Got a bunt from Vankowski, and it does not go foul, and the throw is erroneous, and Tani is coming around third. He's going to head for home. The Reds are on the board, and Vankowski's heading down to third. They decide to hold the throw.
And there it is, just on cue. I almost know what I'm talking about here. The Reds get a base hit, and then they put the ball in play with a bunt. They thought the ball was going to roll foul, and they waited for the ball maybe a little bit too late. The ball just stopped and died on in fair territory, and at that point, you just want to pick it up and stick a fork in it and put the ball in your pocket, but instead they tried to throw the ball down to first base. He threw it away. A run comes around to score, and Vankowski goes to third base on the error, and before you know it, the Reds are right back into this ball game.
The score now 4-1, still in favor of the Phillies, but with a runner on third, and now facing a 1-1 count after that pitch, is Armand Tandon. You think there's any guy on this team wants more to contribute to this comeback? As this pitch comes in high and gets away from the catcher, but the runner decides to hold.
Yeah, it's a short backstop back there, so if the ball is going to get away, it's going to have to bounce off a pole or a stanchion and bounce way, way, way away. And of course, you're down by 3 runs, so you don't want to get thrown out at home with a runner in scoring position.
Next pitch catches the inside corner. That'll make it 2-2 to Tandon.
Of course, this game did start early in the morning. Well, not early for me, but maybe early for these kids, so maybe they're just starting to wake up a little bit here.
Chopped foul down the third base line. I think it's less about waking up and more about tiring for the guys on the mound. They've been working for a long time. Pitch in there for strike 3.
That's a curveball that's a little wrinkler that looked a little low, but it depends on where it comes across the plate, not where it lands in the catcher's glove.
1 out and a runner on third for Tommy Sullivan.
Now, if you're the Reds here, you just want to put the ball in play. Put the ball in play, and let's get the run home.
Well, here it comes in play into right center, but well caught. It might be a sac fly. In comes the run. Vankowski scores on the sac fly to center.
And there it is. Good catch by the center fielder coming across to make the play.
That was number 9, Trig Driscoll, the starting catcher, who got a nice catch there. Nice tracking in the outfield. As we've seen with previous plays, you know, there's no such thing as a routine fly ball at this level. And so credit to Driscoll, but also credit to the nice base running from Leo Vankowski.
But if you're the Reds, that's exactly what you want. You know, you get down 4 runs, you get 2 of them back in the top of the 5th inning, and 2 outs, and Lamakia up. So they got to get a few more hits to try to get to bat around again.
The 1-1 pitch to Lamakia. He hits one over the second baseman's head. This will go for another base hit.
And there it is. And I'm thinking Hoffman's getting tired. I really am. I mean, this is, you know, he's pitched 4+ innings, thrown a lot of pitches. It is a hot day out here this afternoon.
And it's the second time through the lineup, so they've seen his work before now. As this one comes in outside to Jewett.
Jewett struck out looking his first time up.
1-0. Misses just outside. 2-0 the count to Nick Jewett.
Interesting to see if Lamakia takes off for second base to try to get him in scoring position.
This pitch catches the outside corner. That'll be strike 1. The score is Phillies 4, Reds 2 here in the top of the 5th of the Brookline Youth Baseball Town Championship. This one sliced foul.
Good pitch right there. Good piece of hitting. Jewett, I would think, would probably want that pitch back.
2-2. Swung on and he got a piece of it.
Fouled away.
It looked like he had him for a second when he took that full cut, but he just barely got it off the top tip of his bat.
And of course the catcher couldn't hang on to it, which makes it a foul ball.
The 2-2 again. He smacks this one out to right center. That one's not going to be caught this time. Runners are coming around for extra bases. The throw down to second base. It's a close play. Did they get him? No. And the runner comes across in the confusion.
Good call by the base umpire. He got his, in Little League Baseball, at any level, they always say if the ball gets there before the runner does, 9 times out of 10 you're going to be out. In this case, the ball did get there, but the slide was beautiful by Jewett, and before you know it, we have a 4-3 ball game.
An RBI double to right center by Nick Jewett drives in Luke Lamacchia for run number 3 for the Reds. We've got ourselves a ball game here, Alan.
We certainly do, and now the Phillies are going to take action on the mound. They're going to actually talk to the umpire about the play at second base, but it's the base umpire's call, and 9 times out of 10, the home plate umpire or the main umpire is not going to overturn the call unless they have instant replay, which they do not here. And I don't know if that was built into the contract here from Showstack or not. If we do have to go to instant replay, that's an extra fee, I think. No, I'm kidding.
In the meantime, with 1 out and a runner on second and his team now trailing by 1, up comes Sammy Trussman. First pitch catches the outside corner for strike 1.
And I don't know, obviously they played all week long, so I don't know what the Phillies have on the mound for relief pitchers, because I feel like I probably would have taken Hoffman out and put somebody else in, but that's just me.
A 1-1 count, and my mistake. It's 2 outs as this one skips away, and so Jewett gets the free pass to third.
What a ball game. I'll talk about the fortitude for the Reds. I mean, they were down 4-0 on a grand slam, 2-out grand slam, and before you know it, the top of the order comes up, and they knock out, and they're playing some small ball. They get hit after hit after hit, 4 hits in this inning, and it's 4-3. And with the tying run just 60 feet away.
Tying run 60 feet away, as you say, and it's now a full count and 2 outs. This is why we love baseball. The payoff pitch gets him. Trussman goes down swinging.
Good pitch by Hoffman to get out of it, but the Reds score 3 runs on 4 hits, and they leave a man on base, and we have a 4-3 ball game.
And it is wild, the wide variety of the ways they got the hits. You got the clean and simple hit to left by Takafumi Tani, and then a bunt single by Leo Vankowski then that was just so perfectly dropped almost along the third baseline dirt. And then, as you mentioned, Hoffman got a little too aggressive defensively, tried to make a throw that he probably wasn't going to make anyway, but then he missed it, allowing Tani to come in to score and Vankowski to go down to third, and then they're on the board. 2 batters later, Tommy Sullivan with the sac fly to make it 2 scores. And then Luke Lamacchia gets things started, just a little slap over the shortstop's head. And then the big blast from Nick Jewett into right center for a double that scored Lamacchia. I mean, they were just bringing all different kinds of smoke here in this inning.
Yeah, they certainly were, and I will say it was a great play by the center fielder for the Phillies. I mean, he gets up with the ball. He knows that run doesn't count, so he throws it to second base, and it was a close play at second base, but it was a great slide. He certainly was safe. He did slide underneath the tag before the ball got down, so it was a great slide, but it was a great defensive play because that was the play to make. Get the guy out at second base, and they did. And then, of course, I mean, they tried anyway. He didn't. But and then they stranded him at third base. But before you know it, it went from a 0-0 pitcher's duel with multiple strikeouts all over the place to all of a sudden you flip the light switch and all of a sudden the run starts scoring in bunches with grand slams and some good solid contact. And I will say, for a championship game, for a Little League game, very, very, very few errors here in this ball game. I mean, obviously the error by the pitcher, but that was a tough play. But, usually you have errors that are routine plays. Ground ball to the shortstop, he bobbles it and throws it away, and the guy gets the second base and stuff like that. But, no, these guys are making the plays, and they're really they're putting it all on the line here this afternoon for the championship here today.
Due up for the Phillies here in the bottom of the fifth as they try and regain the momentum. It'll be Will Greenhill, Devin Reed, and then Milo Parks Cohen. So those guys there last time up. Greenhill grounded out to second to end the bottom of the second. And then Reed struck out swinging to lead off the bottom of the third. And then Parks Cohen grounded out to the pitcher. So all three of them looking for their first hits of the game. Of course, everybody coming through the second time in the lineup was looking for their first hit of the game. It's just that some have succeeded thus far. The top of the lineup has been very good to both of these squads.
Yes, they certainly have. Couple instances, like you said, the top of the order, you're leading it off. Usually you're the best hitters there, but it's also the second time around in the batting order, and it's a hot day, and the pitchers are getting tired.
This one is slapped high along the first base side, caught in foul territory by Nick Jewett. That was the foul pop-up by Will Greenhill for the first out of the inning.
Of course, when the Reds come up in their final at-bats, you're going to have Leaf Angelini, Jacob Doxer, Paxton Hunt, and they're going to have to score a few runs if they're going to turn the order around.
Now up is Devin Reed, and he takes the first pitch for strike one. Reed, of course, struck out his last time up. The 0-1, he swings and misses, and that'll be strike two. Nice dip on that pitch from Armand Tandon as he caught Reed chasing the high pitch. The 0-2 just misses outside. A valiant effort by the catcher on the framing job there, but the umpire would not be fooled. The 1-2 from Tandon misses well outside and skips to the backstop, but no threat here as there are no runners on base right now.
And you got to give Tandem a lot of credit. I mean, he's come in, he's thrown strikes, and it's baseball. So one pitch was the key factor in the 4 runs.
And with the one pitch he just delivered there, he gets Reed swinging on strikes. And now with 2 outs, it is Milo Parks Cohen who takes the first pitch for strike one. And you're right, when you come in a relief effort and one of the first few pitches you throw is a grand slam, that could be hard to come back from mentally, as this one is sliced foul by Parks Cohen. But Tandon, I think with the help of the momentum recapturing that his offense did in the top half of this inning, he's really rebounded very nicely. The 0-2 to Parks Cohen in there for strike three. 1, 2, 3, including 2 strikeouts for Armand Tandon. Certainly better and more favorable for him after that 4th inning. He gets through the 5th pretty easily.
Yeah, he's come in. He pitched 1 and 1/3 of an inning, 3 strikeouts, 1 hit, 2 hits, 1 run, and of course the 2 hits was that big grand slam. But we'll see now if the Phillies can hang on for 3 more outs, and we're going to have a new pitcher on the mound.
Looks to be. We'll see who this new pitcher is, who will be facing the likes of Leif Angelini, Jacob Doxer, and Paxton Hunt. It looks like it's going to be number 1 for the Reds.
Milo Parks.
No, for the Phillies, Milo Parks Cohen. Thank you for the...
Yep.
Thank goodness you're paying attention.
Yeah, I try.
So he relieves Eli Hoffman, who is currently on the docket for the win. If the Phillies can get the job done here, of course, Parks Cohen could deliver the save if he gets things done here, but he's only got a 1-run lead that he's holding on to right now. Hoffman finishes with 5 innings of work, 3 runs, and I would say at least 2 of them were earned, if not all 3. But one of them did score on a throwing error. Arguably, might have come in.
All 3 runs were scored or earned. Absolutely, all 3 runs were scored because whether it's an error or not, Lamacchia had a single right after it and scored. So 2 runs would have scored on that hit anyway. So.
Yeah, especially with the double from Jewett. I could imagine a sac fly from Sullivan to center might have sent Tani to third if the guys were just on first and second. And the single from Lamacchia brings him in. And then the double from Jewett would have brought in another run.
So he goes 5 innings, gives up 4 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned, walked 1, struck out. I have 10, but it's really. He did. He struck out 10. 10 strikeouts on the afternoon, and the save opportunity it goes to Milo Parks Cohen here, and he's going to have to face Leaf Angelini, Jacob Doxer, and Paxton Hunt here in the top of the 6th inning.
So Angelini steps in. He is the first of the last hope for the Reds here in the top of the 6th. And the first pitch comes in for a strike. That's the way you want to start if you're a relief pitcher. 0-1, the count to Angelini. This pitch misses low and away for ball 1.
Be selective here if you're the Reds. Your new pitcher on the mound. See what he can do.
This next pitch is low and away for ball 2. Each of the 3 batters due up today struck out their last time up. They were in the middle of one of those strikeout streaks for Hoffman. The 2-1 in there for strike 2.
Find a pitch you like and swing.
Swing is the operative word here. 4 pitches he's faced. Angelini has yet to swing this at bat. 2-2, and he swings there and gets a piece of it to stay alive.
Yep, he's hanging tough. Now he has to protect the plate. 2 strikes. So anything close, he's got to swing the bat.
2-2, the count remains. Parks Cohen steps in and stares down Angelini. The pitch misses outside, and that's ball 3.
Big pitch right here, because if you have a runner on base, then you don't know what they're going to do. I would probably bunt them over.
This one is fouled to the backstop, so Angelini continues to fight.
Of course, he's got to get on base first.
And it looks like
a ball from another field came in, and they're calling timeout.
Don't want any interference in the middle of a play. Luckily, that came in while the ball was dead. The payoff pitch just misses, and that's a leadoff walk for Angelini.
That's a good piece of hitting right there. He fouled a couple of good pitches off to stay alive and then worked the walk. And now Doxer comes up. And Doxer, let's see how the Reds plan to play this.
First pitch comes in high for ball 1.
So no sign of a bunt here. But let's see if Angelini tries to get the second base here on the top of the 6th inning.
Angelini representing the tying run as the second pitch comes in high for ball 2 to Doxer.
Well, if you're the Reds, let's,
take what they give us.
Well, you're right. Let's wait until he throws some strikes, and then we can start maneuvering things around. But right now, he's behind in the count 3-0 after walking the leadoff hitter Angelini. So the Reds have something cooking.
And it's a 4-pitch walk. So back-to-back walks to start. We saw disaster fall in the immediate for the Reds relief pitcher Armand Tandon with the grand slam, and now disaster seems to be befalling Milo Parks Cohen here in the top of the 6th. We got a meeting at the mound. We'll see what they decide to do.
Greg Hoffman coming out to talk to his pitcher, Miles Parks Cohen, and he's not wasting any time as a new pitcher comes in, and that's going to be a number 3.
Devin Reed.
Devin Reed. So Parks Cohen comes in, doesn't even walks 2 batters, and Devin Reed comes in.
So Parks Cohen logs officially no innings pitched, but does log 2 walks, and he will be on the hook for either of those runners should they come across with the tying or winning runs.
So now you have Paxton Hunt, the number 10 batter. After him is Adrian Jimenez, Colin Lee, and then Ben Hagan, and then the top of the order. So if you're the Reds, I'd wait until they start, take a pitch. Keep taking until they start throwing some strikes. And then see what they give them. And at this point, it is Little League, so I put the ball in play, make them make a play defensively. So if that means bunting the ball, bunting and putting it in play and make them make a play, so be it.
The score right now here in the top of the 6th and final inning of regulation here in the Brookline Youth Baseball Town Championship. The Phillies 4, the Reds 3. The Reds in their last chance in this inning to try and make a comeback, but they only need 1 run, and they've already got a man in scoring position. They've got Leif Angelini on second base, Jacob Doxer on first, and it is Paxton Hunt at the plate to face the new relief pitcher, Devin Reed. And as you pointed out before the broadcast, these two teams have played 4 times already this season, and the Phillies won every single time, as we've got a bunt laid down but foul by Paxton Hunt.
Good attempt. Problem is he wasn't squared around in time. He tried to kind of bunt.
Trying too hard to lay it down the third base line right there.
Now he's laying off.
And it was a good pitch to lay off of, as it's high for ball 1.
So let's see if Hunt squares around again.
The 1-1 in there for a strike, but it's a wild pitch, or a passed ball, I should say. And so the count is now 1-2, but now the tying run is 90 feet away, and the winning run, go-ahead run rather, just 180.
That's a good opportunity for the Reds right there. Get runners 60 feet closer. Now you put the ball in play. Anything can happen.
Swung on and missed, and Hunt goes down. Yes, he goes down, swinging. Go down. Yep. bit of a delay there, but that's the first out of the inning, and that's a big out get, as now coming to the plate is Adrian Jimenez.
He walked his first time up.
And he takes that first pitch just inside for ball 1.
It's a big. If you're the Reds, put the ball in play. The run will probably score. The defense is playing back.
This one is slapped up the middle, and that's going to tie the game. Or is it? They're throwing for home, and he scores, but another runner's coming in. What is he doing? And he gets tagged.
Yeah, what is he doing? That's a great question, because what a play by the center fielder right there. Holy cow. Doherty got it on the bounce and scooped it up. The tying run scores, so we have a tie ball game, but what was Jacob Doxer doing? He rounded third base, and he was out by 50 feet.
Great throw back to home plate by Michael Doherty from center field. And now it is Colin Lee at the plate as he takes the first pitch and now swings at this one for the strike. So a runner only on first here, as it's Jimenez who just got the game-tying hit. The pitch from Reed is high for ball 2.
But we have a tie ball game, which is the main factor, but rounding third, and that ball was at home plate, and the catcher was just waiting for him there. And I don't know, and it looked like the coach for the Reds was figuring out what was he doing. I don't know if he saw him or he just heard the ball hit and said, I'm scoring no matter what. But great play by Doherty at center field. Doherty, sorry.
No worries.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Doherty. Yeah, I'm not following.
It was
the
Driscoll in
defense.
center field a couple innings ago, and 8 and 9 are very similar looking numbers. I don't blame you.
Yeah.
By my count, the count is full to Colin Lee, with 2 outs and a runner on first and a tie ball game. The pitch comes in high for ball 4, and we've got another walk.
This is a big out right here because you have the number 13 batter up, and then you have the top of the order, and you don't want to get to the top of the order. So with 2 outs here, you have to get this batter out right here, right now. He did strike out his first time up, but they have runners at first and second and 2 outs, so the leading run at second base.
He hits a chopper here, gets past the pitcher to the second baseman. He applies the tag, but he dropped it.
The ball is dropped. Holy cow, he tried to tag him. The second baseman got the ball, tried to tag the runner, which was Colin Lee, but the ball bounced out of his glove. Everybody's safe, the bases are loaded, and the top of the order is up in Takafumi Tani, who singled back in the 5th inning. Holy cow, what a ball game.
First pitch, he slaps this one over the shortstop. Reds are going to take the lead.
Right.
In to score. That was Jimenez who came across with the go-ahead run.
And I'm not sure what the second baseman was doing in trying to tag him, because all he had to do was get the ball and throw it to first base. And then Takafumi Tani, with another base hit, went right over the shortstop Cohen's glove, tipped him right in the glove. Run scores, and before you know it, the Reds have a 5-4 lead.
Leo Vankoski fouls off the first pitch. That'll be strike 1. The bases remain loaded after the single by Tani that brought in Zadrian Jimenez with the go-ahead run. The Reds leading for the first time today at 5-4. The 0-1 pitch comes in low.
Vankoski's 1 for 2. He singled back in that 3-run 5th inning. So this is a huge opportunity for the Reds to blow this game wide open. Who would have thunk it?
Who would have? As that pitch from Devin Reed comes in low and away for ball 2.
But if you're the Phillies, you know you have the offensive capabilities.
This one is slapped to left field, but foul.
Way out in front of that one. Hit the ball hard, but was way out in front. Bases loaded, 2 outs, and the walk to Colin Lee, and then the ill-advised play.
The slap now to the first base side, and that's foul again. So Vankoski stays alive, but cannot put the ball in play just yet.
It was a smart play by the second baseman. She just tried to make the tag, Allison Levy, but the ball just bounced out.
This one is chopped high and out of play. So Vankoski continues to fight. 3 straight foul balls, and 2 of them with 2 strikes. He's fouled off 4 total in this at-bat.
If I'm Reed, I'm throwing the ball not anywhere close.
This one's chopped over to third. It's juggled, and everybody's going to reach safely. Lee comes in to score, and the Reds now lead 6-4. And now coming up is Armand Tandon.
Tandon struck out twice, his 2 at-bats. And you don't think he has an opportunity to break this game open, and remember the fact that he was on the mound when
Aiden
O'Quinn hit the grand slam. But at this point, you just want to hit the ball hard. That's all you want to do.
Pitch from Reed. In there for strike 1. What a wild top of the 6th inning this has been. The Reds not only staying alive, but taking the lead as that pitch catches the outside corner for strike 2 to Tandon.
Tandon doesn't like it, but what a wild 2 innings. First 4 innings were breezing along, and now here in the 5th and 6th innings, or 4th, 5th, and 6th innings, it's been all helter-skelter.
This one is dribbled foul down the third base line.
Now, if you're
Reed jammed him
Tandon,
inside.
you're down in the count 0-2, so you want to hit anything close, you're going to swing. But I wanted a close game, an exciting game. We certainly have both.
For sure. The 0-2 pitch again, and it's sliced foul to the backstop. And again, the Reds hitters are battling.
Just a little late on that pitch, and I think if there's a pitch he wants back, that's the one, because that was right down Broadway.
0-2 pitch again. And that one misses just low for ball one. Devin Reed fighting desperately to get out of this disaster of an inning. The 1-2. He slaps it down the third base side, juggled by the third baseman, and everyone's going to reach safely again.
And another run scores.
And that was Ben Hagan that scores, and the Reds now lead 7-4. Now coming to the plate is Tommy Sullivan. Bases still loaded, still 2 outs.
Of course, if you're the Phillies in the bottom of the 6th inning, the top of the order, Trig Driscoll, Eli Hoffman, Michael Doherty, and if it gets to Aiden O'Quinn. So we're going to have some drama in the bottom of the inning as well.
1-0 the count to Sullivan, and this one misses high to make it 2-0.
So the inning started with a walk to Leaf Angelini, Doxer with a walk. 3 walks in this inning, an error, couple errors here.
This one is slapped to the third base side, and it cleanly gets past the third baseman. This one might bring in 2. Rounding third and heading for home, the second runner comes in. Tandon advances to third on the throw, and that's a 2-run single for Tommy Sullivan.
And the Reds are breaking this one wide open.
That was Tani and Vankoski coming in to score, and the Reds take the 9-4 lead. Now coming up is Luke Lamacchia. Two down, and now it's runners on the corners as Lamacchia swings and misses at the first pitch.
He's 1 for 2 today, singled and flew out to center field, so he's putting the ball in play both times up.
This one is chopped high and caught. Nice leaping grab by Reed, and the pop out to the pitcher mercifully ends the inning for the Phillies. 9-4 the Reds now lead. They had 3 runs when they came in to this inning. They scored almost as many runs in this half inning as both teams scored all game prior to that point.
Yeah, they scored 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 runs in that inning, right? 9?
6.
6 runs in the inning.
6 runs in that inning. They came in with 3 and they ended with 9, and 9 minus 3 is indeed 6.
Yeah, I wasn't very good at math, and now they get the Common Core math. Forget about it. I gotta carry the 6 and all that stuff. I have no idea, but.
And so it'll be the bottom 3 hitters due up for the Phillies. That'll be Teddy Brown, Luke Wass, and Allison Levy before we cycle around to the top of the order if necessary, as this is now flipped from the last chance for the Reds to the last chance for the Phillies. They trail by 5 with only 3 outs to spare in regulation.
Yes, they do, but they have the top of the order up, which means that if there's ever a chance for them to come back, this is it right here.
Well, it'll be the 10, 11, and 12 hitters starting things off for the Phillies, as it'll be Teddy Brown, Luke Wass, and Allison Levy. And then they'll cycle around to the top of the order.
No, they already went.
Milo Parks Cohen was the last batter in
he was,
the last
that's right.
inning. And so it'll be Teddy Brown, Luke Wass, and Allison Levy.
Yeah, exactly. And if they're going to do something, then they're going to have to do something. They have to get some runs, get some guys on base, which the Reds did it in their bottom half, in their top of the 6th inning. So.
And they got it started with the bottom half of their order, so we'll see if the Phillies are able to do the same here against the Reds relief pitcher Armand Tandon, who has to be feeling much better about his situation than he did the past couple of innings.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, what a game. I mean, what a swing of emotions here. I mean, 0-0, and then one pitch, grand slam. It's quickly 4-0, but the Reds battled back, make it 4-3, and all the Phillies needed were 3 outs, and the Reds just exploded in the top of the 6th. 6 runs, 9-4 ball game, and let's see if the Phillies have
some magic of their own?
Some magic of their own. I mean, they were the top scoring offensive team in the season for a reason, so let's see if they can put that to use.
Well, the count right now to Teddy Brown is 1-1 as he leads off the bottom of this 6th inning. Pitch from Tandon comes in high for ball 2.
If you're Brown or Was or Levy, you just, be patient up there.
2-1.
Nope.
They say he didn't go. They say he checked the swing.
He did.
And it was a 3-1 count.
If you're the Reds, this is not what you wanted to do here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Well, they got something they did want there, and that was a swinging strike. And so the count to Brown is now full. 3-2. The payoff pitch from Tandon gets him swinging, and that's the first out.
Yeah, Tandon took something off on those last 2 pitches just to throw the ball over the plate and got Brown swinging for out number 1.
With 2 outs left to spare for the Phillies, stepping up to the plate is Luke Was. Pitch from Tandon down Broadway for strike 1.
Was, he struck out looking his first time up.
The 0-1 pitch from Tandon comes inside for ball 1. One gets a piece of it, but only a piece as he fouls it to the backstop for strike 2.
The pitch was down and away, tried to serve it into left field for a hit, but the ball fouled away. Another opportunity here, trying to keep the bat on the ball.
And he gets the bat on the ball, but again, it's fouled as it ricochets off the backstop, and Was stays alive.
So all you got to do is just battle, battle, battle. Maybe the pitcher will lose it and walk him, or maybe he'll never know.
This pitch comes way inside for ball 2, and we certainly saw that battling back style pay off for the Reds in the last frame. They had a number of guys who fought off a number of 2-strike counts with foul balls and then later got on base. Count now 2-2, the pitch, and he slices it to the backstop again.
Good piece of hitting by Was right here. Fouling some close pitches off. Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what you did. That's exactly what the Reds did in that top of the 6th inning. Was just battle, 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 and then put the ball in play and make the defense make the play.
This one slapped into left field over the left fielder's head, and he's going to try for 2. And it's a slide in. They say he got him.
They did get him. Good play there. Good relay. Good piece of hitting by Was, but trying to go for 2. And the good relay, threw it in, ball got there first, and he was out.
A nice throw from right field by number 9, from left field rather, by number 9, Sammy Trussman. And I believe, was it the shortstop or the second baseman that got him? I think it was the shortstop, number 4, Takafumi Tani.
They did appeal, and they did say out, which 9 times out of 10. Now, I will say, as a baseball umpire, the home plate umpire, if this was a normal without COVID, the home plate umpire is behind the dish, and the base umpire runs into the infield to make that call at second base. In this instance, he didn't do that because the home plate umpire is behind the mound, so he's standing right there. Would it have made a difference? Who knows?
0-1 pitch to Allison Levy, and it's fouled over the backstop for strike 2. The Phillies down to their last strike here at Elliott Field in Brookline, Massachusetts.
And you can't, sorry, I was just going to say, Was, you can't blame Was. I mean, he hit that ball really hard over the left fielder's head. Ball went to the fence, and you definitely thinking 2 right out of the box.
0-2 the count. The Brookline Youth Baseball Town Championship on the line. Armand Tandon, the pitcher for the Reds. Allison Levy, the last chance at the plate for the Phillies. The 0-2 from Tandon. Misses outside for ball 1.
And it was funny, before the game, I talked to one of the Reds. He said, I feel like we're going to do it today.
Is the 5th time the charm. 1-2 pitch misses outside again, 2-2.
Of course, you have to get this last out. You don't want to get to the top of the order, because then you're going to have Trigg, Driscoll, Hoffman, Doherty, and possibly Aiden Quinn. If it
The 2-2. Swung on and missed, and there's your ball game. The Reds with the comeback victory, and they more than earned this year's Brookline Youth Baseball Town Championship. Your final score here from Elliott Field. The Reds 9, the Phillies 4. And how about the story of the Reds this season? A losing record to start the regular season. They go 3-1 in the playoffs, and then after losing their first 4 tries against the Phillies and falling down 4-0 on what seemed like the momentum changer of the game, the Grand Slam, they battle back, make it a 1-run game, and then come through with 6 walloping runs in the 6th and final inning to flip the script and make it their win.
Yeah, no, absolutely. What a gutsy performance by the Reds. I mean, they could have folded up 10 and packed it up early on in this ball game after giving up the grand slam to Aiden O'Quinn. But they battled back in that top of the 5th inning and got 3 runs and then put it all away, especially the bottom half of that order in the top of the 6th inning.
Once again, the final, Reds 9, Phillies 4. I am Jesse Mayfield Sheehan alongside Alan Siegel, and we're going to be back with the trophy presentation after a quick break. Stay tuned.
Things could be stranger, but I don't know how.
And we're back here for the trophy presentation of the Brookline Youth Baseball Town Championship. We here at ASPN HD are proud to bring you this trophy presentation after what has been a thrilling contest and just an amazing effort from both squads, really. It's a shame someone had to lose this game after all the great plays we saw from both sides.
Yeah, it was a tale of 2 different games. It really was. The first 4 innings were a pitcher's duel with strikeouts and no hits and all that good stuff. And then before you know it, the 4th inning, it was like, all right, we're going to do a different ball game now. We're going to start, swinging the bats, putting the ball in play, getting some hits. And then, of course, the grand slam gave the Phillies a big 4-0 lead. But the Reds, they battled back. You got to give them a lot of credit because like I said, they could have folded up 10, but they didn't. They got the top of the order up. They started putting the ball in play, started getting runners on base, made it 4-3, and then before you know it, and then here in the 6th inning, and you got to give a lot of credit here in the 6th inning because you had the bottom half of that order up, the number 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 guys up, and they did what they had to do to get on base, make things interesting, and then get the big hits when they needed it to score a lot of runs.
So now, as you can see on our screen, the Phillies are accepting the town runner-up trophies. Well deserved for this fine group of youngsters: Trigg Driscoll, Eli Hoffman, Michael Doherty, Aiden O'Quinn, Caleb Wass, Ben Zoe, Will Greenhill, Devin Reed, Milo Parks Cohen, Teddy Brown, Luke Wass, and Allison Levy.
And I will say, no matter what happened here this afternoon, this was a successful season for all intents and purposes. I mean, with everything going on with the COVID situation and the social distancing, and 1 minute you have to wear a mask, next minute you don't have to wear a mask, and for them to just get a season under their belts, to get all 6 teams out there on the field to play. It might have been later than normal, which no offense, it's probably better because the weather here in New England is just beautiful in April, as we all know. But yeah, no, it's just it's it's probably all the league president to all the coaches, the parents, the kids to invest their time, the energy. I'm sure they had plenty of hand sanitizer in the dugout, instead of the spider tack and all that other stuff, it was hand sanitizer and masks and everything. So for them to get a season under their belt in this uncertainty and on these trying times, just a yeoman's work for everybody involved.
Absolutely. And as we've now given the trophies out to the Phillies, we see a bit of a speech being made, and soon the championship trophies for Brookline Youth Baseball Town Championship of 2021 shall be delivered to the Reds, a team that finished in 4th place in the regular season with a 5-6-1 record, then went on a tear, a 3-1 record through the round-robin postseason. And then, after losing 4 times to the Phillies throughout this year, the 5th time in the end was the charm for this fine fighting group of youngsters.
And I will say one thing, Brett Vankowski, this is his first year as a major league coach, and for him to win the championship in the first year, you got to give him a lot of credit as well.
Absolutely. But ultimately, the biggest credit got to go to these fine young kids here who have put in the efforts. Takafumi Tani, Leo Vankowski, Armand Tandon, Tommy Sullivan, Luke Lamacchia, Nick Jewett, Sammy Tressman, Leif Angelini, Jacob Doxer, Paxton Hunt, Zadrian Jimenez, Colin Lee, and Ben Hagan. And as you said, those efforts came from up and down the lineup. We saw plenty of clutch hits from really everywhere. The first rally was really the early and mid parts of the order, and then you got the rally in the 6th from the later and early parts of the order. It was really everyone. I mean, it's a cliche to say it was a team effort, but this really, everybody got involved.
It really was. It certainly was. You had the number 8, 8, 9 batters coming up, and then through 13, they walked. They didn't see any pitches that they liked. They walked a little bit, and then they, put the ball in play. And I always say, if you put the ball in play, make them make the play. I mean, at the end of the day, they have to pick up the ball, throw it across the diamond, or make a play with it. And that's why baseball is one of those sports where, it might not look like there's a lot of things going on in the defensive part of it, but if you have a runner at second base and if the ball is hit to me, what am I doing with the baseball? And that's usually where it comes down to, doing the little things that add up to championship teams.
All right, we'll be back soon with a send-off for ASPN HD here at Elliott Field, so be sure to stay tuned for one last word from us.
A lot of people say when you're going somewhere, you don't want to look back. But I beg to differ. I can't lie and say it was easy. I looked at everything in a different light. I realized it started with me going back and getting my high school diploma.
I am blind, but I need not see. I know this road is there for me.
Hello and welcome back to Elliott Field in Brookline, Massachusetts for ASPN HD. I am Jesse Mayfield Sheehan alongside Alan Siegel. We're certainly glad you stuck around with us this long because this game was worth it. The 2021 Brookline Youth Baseball Town Championship lived up to the exciting billing we gave it at the beginning. First off, a pitcher's duel, and then an offensive back and forth, starting with a grand slam from one side, then a 3-run rally from the other, and then a 6-run rally to make it up to a 9 total in the last inning of regulation. The Reds come out with a hard-earned win over the Phillies, 9-4. Alan, I'm not sure what more words can be said after a game like that, but I'm going to give you a chance to say them.
That's it. I'm done. No, I'm just kidding. What a game, though. It really was. First game, tale of two games. First 3-4 innings, a pitcher's duel between Hoffman and Lamacchia. And then before you know it, it's like they flipped the switch. Maybe it was too early for them. Game started early in the morning. These kids don't get up till maybe noon, so that's when all the activity started. I know you didn't. I didn't want to talk to you about that. But in any event, what a game, though, really. Aiden O'Quinn got the offense rolling. I mean, we had a no-hitter going through the first three and a half innings, and then all of a sudden, boom, and Aiden O'Quinn with a grand slam for the Phillies, and everything looked really good for the Fighting Phils, and they were up 4-0, and it was just a 4-0 lead, but you got to give the Reds, the Big Red Machine, a lot of credit because they came fighting back in that top of the fifth inning. They scored 3 runs, hit the ball hard all over the place. In fact, got their first hit in in the fifth inning, and then they got 3 runs, battled back, and then, it was a total team effort, but because of the Reds, because, in this game, you don't have 9 batters. You had 12 or 13 batters, so you had guys batting 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Everyone contributed from top to bottom in the lineup, and I put together a players of the game. I didn't even put it to a committee because I'm too many committees out there. But player of the game for the Phillies, obviously the grand slam, Aiden O'Quinn. But for the Reds, you got to give Takafumi Tani credit. 2 for 3, 2 runs scored, and 2 runs scored with 2 singles. You also have Leo Vankowski. He was 1 for 3 with got on base twice with 2 runs scored. But Zadrian Jimenez walked in the 4th inning and also got a big single in the 6th inning that continued their offensive output. He had a single, scored a run, and had an RBI, and he tied the game. So that was a huge hit for him. And the whole team, from top to bottom, it was a total team effort. I know it's cliche, but it really was. And the Reds came away with the championship. Of course, we talked to the Reds before the game. They were 0 for 4 in the regular season and the playoffs against the Phillies, but when it mattered most, the Reds walk away with the Brookline Youth Championship here today at Elliott Field.
I think the only way you can really sum up this game is that it was the complete package, and we here at ASPN HD, we're more than happy to deliver it to you. Be sure to check out our YouTube channel, our other videos, aspnhd.com for more information. And for Alan Siegel, my color commentator extraordinaire, for myself, Jesse Mayfield Sheehan, for our tech specialist, Chris, not the Senator Murphy, and for the man, the myth, the legend, the GOAT, the brains behind the operation here at ASPN HD, Arlen Shostak, all of us here, wish you a good, happy rest of your day, folks.